The damage Andrew was inflicting on the monarchy was so immense, King Charles had no option but to strip his brother of all his titles and honours, including Prince.
The damage Andrew was inflicting on the monarchy was so immense, King Charles had no option but to strip his brother of all his titles and honours, including Prince. Royal Lodge has always been associated with royal prestige until investigators looked inside Prince Andrew's private garage. What they found shocked everyone. Sealed crates, coded ledgers, and unexpected photographs. This discovery stirred up controversy in Windsor and blurred the lines between secrecy and scandal, power and truth. Could this hidden stash reveal what the palace wanted to keep from the public? Stay tuned as we uncover what really lies behind the garage. The Royal Lodge, a palace within a park. Windsor Great Park has a beautiful spot called Royal Lodge. It has 30 charming rooms and is surrounded by lovely lawns and tall trees. This place once belonged to the Queen Mother. However, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Prince Andrew has lived in Royal Lodge since he signed a long-term lease with the Crown Estate in the early 2000s. He paid a large sum up front, which many saw as a reward from the late Queen for his loyalty to the royal family. At first, it seemed like a nice gesture, offering him a quiet place after years in the public spotlight. As time passed, scandals began to hurt his reputation. What started as a family favor turned into a standoff. There were rumors about expensive renovations funded privately and disagreements about bill payments. By last year, reports said he hadn't kept up with the maintenance fees. King Charles pushed Andrew to downsize and leave, but he refused to move. Looking inside, Andrew leads a tranquil life. He plays golf in the morning and has simple dinners, usually with family or close friends. The lodge has staff who keep everything in order, from the butlers to the gardeners. However, the public is questioning why a duke who no longer has royal duties still occupies this desirable place. They wonder why Crown Estate funds are used to support him, especially when they could benefit the public. Parliament has started talking about making lease details more straightforward. Many see this as an outdated royal privilege, raising concerns about hidden costs. This situation has become a national topic. People discuss ownership, hidden expenses, and whether Andrew deserves to live there. Recently, there have been hints about an upcoming review of the property. Officials claim it's standard, but many think there might be more serious issues linked to Andrew's past. The idea that this peaceful home could be hiding scandals is exciting for the media. When official vehicles arrive at the lodge, everything changes. The beauty of the gardens and trees suddenly feels like the setting for a suspenseful story. Royal Lodge, once a simple luxury, could reveal deep secrets. So, what's next for Prince Andrew? Will this pressure help him move on, or is it the start of bigger problems? What secrets might come to light? Stay tuned for what happens next. From sitting room to sealed garage, a routine knock at Royal Lodge's door turns into something surprising. What was supposed to be a simple document review by Crown Estate staff, checking leases and security protocols, has been approved for a detailed investigation. Andrew reacts defensively at first, showing his duke-level pride, but he soon calms down without any significant drama. The timing is bad for him. Paparazzi have been gathering outside. MPs are questioning his extended stay, and his name is resurfacing in the Epstein email leaks. Suddenly, it's not just about the estate. This grand place raises many questions and brings up past scandals. Inside, Andrew tries to stay composed. He greets the team with his usual half smile, but his eyes show he is cautious. The first part of the search feels straightforward. They check the sitting room, the sunny conservatory, and his private area. The marble floors shine, family portraits hang on the walls, and a fresh lavender scent fills the air. Everything seems tidy, but as they open drawers and take photos of documents, the air feels tense. Insiders say he complained, calling the search pointless. The officials remain calm, saying, "This has serious consequences, Your Royal Highness." He steps back, arms crossed, observing closely. They continue the search into neglected spaces, dusty guest suites, a cluttered basement, and the stables filled with faint horse sounds. Each room is filled with history, but nothing seems unusual. That is until they reach the ground floor hallway near his private screening room. A sharp-eyed investigator notices that one wall seems sturdier than the old blueprints show. They lean closer. There's a thin seam in the wallpaper that hides a latch behind a tall bookshelf. Moments later, the latch clicks open. A dark, cold passageway appears with wooden walls aged over time. Dust covers the floor, broken only by recent footprints, suggesting someone has been sneaking around at night. The tunnel runs under a side wing and ends at what appears to be a garage entrance. However, there are no signs of this garage on the estate's outer edge. Opening the lock requires a complicated process. There's tense communication, a quick call to his legal team, and then approval. The door cracks loudly as it opens, revealing a garage that seems untouched for years. The air feels stale and heavy with neglect. You see furniture covered with sheets, boxes with faded writing, and in the corner, a large cabinet secured as if it holds something valuable. They loosen the cabinet, open the front, and discover a hidden panel at the back. Inside, they find a small space filled with file folders, sealed envelopes, and blank hard drives, all neatly stacked. The room falls silent. Andrew, standing at the entrance, turns pale and loses his calm demeanor. He remembers past denials and awkward excuses. This quick audit has become serious and may reveal hidden issues related to Royal Lodge, but that's just the beginning. They dig deeper and remove a worn wall panel, revealing a room not shown on the blueprints. What seemed like storage is now full of buried truths. Flashlights cut through the darkness, stirring up dust. The air smells of old paper and dirt, and every creak of the floorboard sounds like it's sharing secrets. At first glance, the room looks ordinary. Piles of boxes, damaged filing cabinets, and plastic-covered trunks. But as they move things around, a pattern appears. Everything is too organized, like a puzzle waiting to be solved. Suddenly, a loose tile crunches underfoot, making a hollow sound. He kneels, taps it, and hears a metallic echo. When he removes it, he finds a hidden space lined with tin and sealed tightly, as if someone didn't want it discovered. Inside there are 3 small locked crates labeled with old tags and careful handwriting codes that hint at hidden stories. They follow strict procedures, take close-up photos of every item, document everything, and keep it secure under the watchful eye of lawyers. They maintain a strict chain of custody to ensure nothing goes missing. They will unpack the crates later in a safe lab. Tension fills the air. Andrew, still by the exit, looks unsettled, his usual composure fading. Fast forward to the reveal. When they open the lids, the experts are shocked. They find bundles of tightly tied envelopes, drives wrapped in old cloth, and leather notebooks with flaking pages. The writing details money trails over the years, including offshore transfers and mysterious initials. Alone, these items might not seem strange, but together they raise questions that connect old rumors to new concerns. Next come the photos. A large stack shows regular events like parties and trips, but the notable ones are more concerning. Intimate images taken in restricted areas, raising questions about who took them and why they were hidden. Each photo is placed in an evidence bag with a vague label. Letters accompany the items, some personal and creased from use, while others are urgent and on formal letterhead, but unsigned. A common theme appears: requests for silence and hidden agendas. These scraps could link his personal issues to a complicated web of finances that everyone thought were separate. Outside, as guards move the crates to vans, palace spokespeople try to control the story. Just archived items from a routine check, but unclear video clips of the process raise questions. What is going on under those floorboards? Are these past issues or current problems? It remains unclear. The key takeaway is that Royal Lodge's hidden matters have come to light. Those boxes hold secrets that could connect old scandals to real dangers. Stay alert. Whatever comes next might break the entire facade. The Epstein thread. Whispers of corruption and unanswered lines. Do you ever feel like some stories won't fade away? Take the ongoing scandal involving Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. It's an issue that has hung over Andrew for a long time, and no amount of royal image polishing can change that. Now, with new information coming from garage searches, pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. Investigators found files in a hidden area that reveal a mix of the same old nightmare and new unsettling details. These files include names and timelines that remind us of past scandals. One batch, labeled simply with initials, stands out, a collection of 2011 emails marked Private NYC. Among these emails is a copy of a February note that Andrews sent to Epstein, suggesting a deeper talk. This is the same message that surfaced in earlier leaks, now documented in print alongside doodles and financial notes. This discovery doesn't scream guilt, but it says, "Don't forget me." The connection between Epstein and Andrew began in the early 2000s and continued even after Epstein was jailed in 2008. Then came the 2019 news site interview where Andrew struggled through explanations, claiming, "It's terrible. You're leaving what you love." He described the 2010 interview as his farewell. But the 2011 email found now raises questions. Are there more conversations hidden away? Or is this just an old draft lost in royal chaos? It's not just about words. The discovered photos from the garage have metadata linked to Epstein's chaotic years. The Gaias, the travel, and everything else. At first glance, they look harmless. Smiling faces at charity events and group pictures abroad. But found in this hidden stash, they raise the question, who took these photos? Why keep them locked away when they could be displayed in a royal album? Old quotes about loneliness ring in your mind. You get extremely lonely and isolated, turning innocent photos into complicated puzzles. Then there's a leather notebook stashed away like a secret. Its pages reveal hints such as settlement and arrangement locked February 22. While the handwriting hasn't been officially identified, that date is significant. 2022 was when Andrew settled with Virginia Giuffre for a multi-million-dollar deal related to Epstein. Finding those terms in his private note seems more than just a coincidence. Blurring lines between what if and what was. Looking broader, there are charity records, renovation expenses, and logs of personal transactions. Some entries suggest international connections and financial transfers linked to companies that have drawn media scrutiny for years. Investigators aren't commenting on these links, but their presence alongside Epstein raises questions. How intertwined were their finances? Amid the speculation, it's a mix of hidden items and ongoing connections. The palace, they remain silent. As experts examine the discoveries, one theme emerges. Connections, secrets, and accountability are all intertwined. Now, let's consider the financial records. These documents are straightforward, but can be confusing. The recently found accounting books are not just rough estimates. They show organized timelines and sums, avoiding everyday language. They mention consult gigs, upkeep boosts, and quiet donations. But the travel codes like Emerald Wire, Pacific Nod, and Gatehouse Drop suggest deeper issues. Everything seems clean on the surface, but the secrecy raises questions. The records date back to the late 2000s and closely match the timelines for renovations at Royal Lodge, suggesting these were his off-the-book accounts for managing expenses. Avoid British builders. Focus instead on cash flights to Caribbean properties, European fakes, and Middle Eastern disguises. Some are called paper tigers. They seem real, but catching them, it takes favors across the globe. Notable names include KA, CP, and AF. None are on the Lodge payroll. The key headline, CAS deal sealed, linking back to old discussions about Kazakhstan and connected property deals. There's no solid connection, but the curiosity is explosive. Are there legitimate side businesses, or are there hidden gifts with proxies taking money offshore? Handlers treat every document carefully. There's no suspect label so far, but advisors note signs of layering, funds jumping around to hide where they came from. Royals might do this for privacy, but in this situation, is it for protection or something more suspicious? Leaks about royal finances are creating buzz, prompting money experts to investigate details such as dates, gifts, and trips. Some patterns emerge, while others fade away. The palace calls these personal expenses, but investigators find a confusing trail that suggests, we notice something and we're revealing it slowly. Speculation grows around the world. Are there connections in the records? Questions cross borders. Mentions of cash wrap or arms discussions refer to Andrew's past as a trade envoy, time when diplomacy and deals mixed before scandals arose. The palace claims the government approves everything, but the media asks, is the royal family involved in questionable activities? No confirmed wrongdoing exists. These may be bits of business or random letters, but it looks troubling. Each unclear mention raises doubts. Did he assist shady figures? Some members of parliament want to audit royal finances, questioning why accountability appears to be lacking. They push for transparency in royal funding. In response, the palace starts damage control. That evening, they gather in a meeting. Suits, PR experts, and close advisors strategize before the media frenzy. Their first step, can we keep this private? Next, they ask, how can we look clean amid this scrutiny? Charles stays calm, but insiders hint at tension. Andrew's resistance creates unpaid bills and pressure to move on. Now, there is quiet talk of ending leases, rethinking titles, and cutting privileges. What about Westminster? Criticism grows. Crown finances are under investigation. The King demands transparency. A brief statement is issued. We're handling legal matters. Please wait. But behind palace doors, dignity slips. Pressure is mounting. The public reaction, outrage. Windsor is flooded with calls for accountability, with judgments made before details are revealed. Soon, headlines shout about Andrew's hidden wealth. The media suggests secrets are coming to light and social media buzzes with hash and the entitlement. Polls drop. Are these perks legitimate? Opinions shift rapidly. Discussions arise. Will the Duke give up his title? Reports hint at inside information about finances or connections with allies. Beatrice and Eugenie. They are trying to stay composed but remain under constant scrutiny. Living in their father's shadow. Quiet events pass by. Their pain is evident. Questions about Fergie surface. Is her financial standing now a target with old defenses but new knowledge? Radio reports voice anger. Is there tax evasion here? The world speculates about the Windsor downfall. Palace calls for patience go unheard. Public opinion is swift and harsh. So what's the main issue? No single detail confirms a conspiracy, but together they raise serious questions. Emails from Epstein. Jewish involvement. Uncertain leases. Problems that leave marks on public opinion. The garage story, just speculation reflecting frustrations in the media, hidden business deals, questionable perks, process mistakes. Parliament pushes for investigations while the palace tries to address these issues. Conflicting signals remain. The royal family is tested. Will the public accept the story or dig deeper? Only the truth can bring clarity, or this could continue indefinitely. More surprises may be on the way. What could break next? Stay tuned. Like, share and subscribe for updates.